This is a professional environment. Hey! Stop it!
Another day about the Waffle House shit got hella poppin'. One lady started talking that shit like she really wanted problems. She said that the workers were working too slow. She needed the food cause she had to go. She got super angry and started to shout. So Wendy gave her a 3-piece on the house. Yeah. Go Wendy, I get why they mad, man. They just found out for Christmas all you be serving is both of them hands, yeah. Wendy, she ain't gonna back down. Her homie just pulled a pan out. So your little plans ain't gon' pan out. John Cena with the smackdown. Why you think they got this type of application? In the store should get launched like an application. If you're not with the shits like your name is Wendy, shit, you're not really a fit, go apply it Wendy. Run up on Wendy, boy, you better just surrender. Featherweight contender whipping up the chicken tenders. Mama lit the way she kept it cool with the aggressors. Even Iron Man is trying to bring her onto the.
I'll admit it. I'm not letting my kids die. I'm somebody that thought I could fix this, and I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbor. I'm gonna haul him up by a chain. I will eat your ass. I'll do it. You think I like sizing up my neighbor? Just gonna chop his ass up. My children are going hungry. I will eat your ass. I'll eat your ass. I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. Eat your ass. My superpower is being honest, and I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. That's why I want the globals to know. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. I've extrapolated this out, and I will eat your ass.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, I learned a lot. Anyway, Bo is associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is, I learned so much. I learned so much. I learned black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things. Come on, man. I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turned blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. So I learned about kids jumping on my lap. Not kids jumping on my lap. Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we, nuts? Dead. You know. Come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life. Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Huh? Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. What I mean? Come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Come on, man. The Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius. Come on, man. I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. Come on, man. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers. Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. What I mean? Come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. You know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Why the hell would I take a test? I am,
And strike and strike and strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. They're coming here. They're coming here from Africa, from South America. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of coming here. They're coming here from Africa, from South America. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now.
How about a motherfucking mukbang? We got a beef taco. Santa Fe, right?
Wake up. Wake up. It's propaganda. It's propaganda. It's an e-girl in military uniform. It's propaganda. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
This is a rule. You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring.
No, in real life.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Who's Sailor Moon shirt? Why, mine, of course. It's a little tight.
Oh, of course you watch Progression. You know skill, dumb YouTube commenter, idiot.
I'm taking all your spell zones. Every
Take them. I don't need them.
Go.
End of main, dumbass.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, nice deck.
Spent all match complaining and had the rock
in hand.
in
The deck
hand.
is bullshit.
Completely
it's bad.
saw through
it's
that
a bad
bluff,
deck,
by the
but
way.
it's still
Did
bullshit.
Hillary teach you
skill
that
issue.
one, you liar?
Open wide, kids, because I'm going to grape you in the mouth.
He's going to what them in the mouth?
He's gonna grape them.
Well, if it's a level beyond Super Saiyan, then
he must be a super duper Saiyan.
if he's a Super Duper Saiyan, then I shall find a way to become a Super D-Duper Saiyan.
You've done well so far, but up until now, I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my Biden blast.
This way.
Yeah, you fucking transphobic bitch. I fucking see you.
It's just me. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good.
Make her lose her flight.
And move forward. Okay? Tell her to pay us. Tell her to pay us and then she could go. $10 each. Just do what they say, man. You'll be out soon. Do it again, though.
People get murdered when their identities are posted online. It's a tragedy, y'all. 7 lives.
It's clearly was aggressive violence.
You suck. You suck. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not wanted. Fuck you. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking.
I don't know
idiot.
what to say.
Fuck
I guess
you.
these police officers
Fuck
are mostly
you
indoctrinated as well.
Everyone here
They're afraid of the mob.
because you're a
I
fucking
think
idiot.
I think they're afraid that if they do anything to actually keep law and order, that they'll end up being on the end of this verbal abuse. So it's just cowardice from everybody all around.
People probably want to know, how do you keep your composure?
What's that?
How do you keep your composure?
Fuck you! 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 Hey! Get the fucking ass off there!
I think it's best not to incite violence right now.
Oh my gosh. So let me get this straight. You doing your job
Right
and
now,
finding
I'm
a guy
keeping-
who
right now
assaulted
I'm
me
keeping the peace
is
here.
inciting violence.
Okay.
So you're going to do nothing so that that person can go home.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? We've got a fun show planned, all right? But my good friend Origami sent me this from Florida. If you abuse a child in Florida, they will execute you. I love this. I absolutely do. I would prefer more suffering, right? Lethal injection after they get to like spend 10 years doing these garbage appeals. No, man, I say you do it immediately, right? As soon as you have evidence and they're convicted,
Bro, like bring a literal Shark Tank out and push the fucker inside. Okay? Like just make it as brutal as possible, because here's the thing. When you do it to one, the rest will fucking get scared. And that's all I want, right? I don't know how I can make this any more clear, right? I don't think I can make this any more clear. Okay? This between Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, because they're going to be they're both going for the nomination and everything, bro. Like, I know this is the Florida Senate, okay? It's not the governor or anything, but you know he's going to like walk around campaigning on the fact that in his state they execute pedophiles. Just like, come on, this is really good. This is really good news. Let's read it, okay? Capital sexual battery, revising how certain capital felonies are punished, requiring a court of conduct, a separate sentencing proceeding to determine whether a defendant should be sentenced to death or life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. So guys, life in prison or death. That's what you get if you are a pedophile in Florida. Oh my God, I love this. I saw some idiot like shared this, and they're like, "Oh, get all the LGBTQ people out of Florida. They're coming for you." And I'm like, man, okay, I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're trying to say, but goddamn, man, that reads like you're saying pedophiles are a part of your community. Like, guys, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. We should want harsher punishments for people that abuse kids, right? Like 100%. That's unforgivable. There's no coming back from that. Okay? There's no coming back from that. If you abuse a child, that should be the end of you. That there should be you should no longer exist. But if you're going to exist, you should be locked in a very, very, very tiny room, locked inside of it, preferably unfed, no toilet. Just let you fucking waste away. I think that this is a good thing, though. I'm being very serious. I think this is a good thing. In terms of things like rape, I think even in case of rape, I think the punishment should be harsher. They should. But I do think that in order to convict somebody of life or death, you would have to have like incontrovertible, like evidence that cannot be argued, right? Not circumstantial evidence, but literal evidence that cannot be argued against. And let me tell you a story, right? There was a, and I found out about this over the weekend. There was a guy who, he's at a bar. There's a group of girls at a bar. The group of girls' friends, they ditch her. She gets blackout fucking drunk, and they've abandoned her. So this dude walks over to her, helps her, gets her back home, right? Everybody sees her leap with him, helps her get back home. And the next morning, to spite her friends and make them feel bad about leaving her, she falsely accused the man of rape. And he went to prison. I think it was like 6 years or maybe 12 years. In the meantime, this awful fucking person meets a Christian guy, becomes a born-again Christian, and says, I have to come forward and reveal what I did. And gets, I think it's like 5 years parole. No prison time whatsoever. This woman falsely accused a man of rape and sent him to prison because she was angry and upset at her fucking friends ditching her. So, don't get me wrong. I do want harsher penalties. I really do. But I also think that in order to enact those harsher penalties, like you need actual fucking evidence, not circumstantial. Oh, I saw them together. Like, come on. Because I do think that if you do these crimes, man, you should be tortured. Not just executed, but like outright tortured and then executed in like the most brutal and bloody way possible. Make like a public fucking spectacle of it. I'm not kidding. You want to stop people from doing bad things? Show them what happens to bad people. See, in the Middle East, okay, if you stole, they cut off your hand. If you lied, they cut out your tongue. See, eventually people just stopped doing both. Right? And if you did, clearly you were very desperate. But no, that's not what we have here. We have like these light, and the punishments have been getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And it's not even just that, you know, there has been this rise in these like super, super, super far left district attorneys. Now I'll give you another story. This is out of Alameda County. Okay. Alameda County. I used to live in Alameda County. I used to work in Alameda County. Alameda County, California encompasses Oakland, Dublin, Pleasanton, Livermore, big fat fucking area, all of Silicon Valley, everything, all that's in Alameda County, right? Well, the district attorney of Alameda County, if you go to her Twitter account, it's completely locked down. All tweets are protected, and if you were lucky enough to actually become a follower, anytime she tweets something out, the comment section is turned off. So you cannot communicate with this woman in any way, shape, or form through social media. She instead uses it to put out these video statements like some evil bitch overlord. Well, there is an insane story, okay? There is an insane fucking story, okay? A man murders a person in order to steal their car. He then, I guess, gets into an altercation with somebody else, murders that person. But the crescendo of all of this triple murder story is where he got paid money to go kill a state witness and killed the state witness. Yeah. This dude was a hired assassin who killed 2 other people along the way. Triple murder. Strong evidence. He's caught. There's no defense for what has happened here. So the district attorney of Alameda County decides, okay, you just plead to 1 charge of manslaughter and 15 years. But don't worry. We'll give you possibility of parole. So with good behavior, 7 to 10 years. A triple fucking murderer who killed a witness, and this psychopathic person gave him 15 fucking years, knowing he could potentially be out in about 7 to 10 years. The judge looks at this plea deal and says, abso-fucking-lutely not. This is so far beyond anything the court should ever allow. This is ridiculous. So the DA, the defense attorney, filed motion after motion after motion to get him dismissed, right? Bias. He's biased. The judge says, I'm not biased. This is just ridiculous. And so the district attorney is fine. Releases a statement on her Twitter account and says, hey, this judge can no longer try a case of mine. She says that she's going to abuse California law in order to nullify this judge from ever hearing another criminal case in Alameda County. The judge is black. He's been there for 16 years. He was nominated to that position by a Democrat. And this psychopathic DA is trying to claim that he is a far-right fucking racist. Because he refuses to allow a triple murderer to get off with a slap on the fucking wrist. A defense attorney who has tried cases against this woman and each time has gotten some ridiculous fucking plea deal that he says makes no sense. He says, this is really bad. You don't have a district attorney. You don't have a prosecutor. You have somebody on our team giving them a free pass. Like, I could bring up New York, but then it's going to get like super political because of the fucking Bragg guy. Okay. But this is really common in these like heavy blue cities. Okay. San Francisco, Chesa Boudin, the child of fucking terrorist, tells everybody, I want to get in there and criminal justice reform. So we have such harsh penalties for just smoking some marijuana. We need to reform these systems. And what's the very first thing he fucking does? Downgrades like 10 different things to misdemeanors, including prostitution, fucking heroin, like all this shit. Okay. Fucking petty theft. If you steal like less than 900, or I think it's like less than 1,000. And to be clear, in other areas, it's actually the same way. Okay. But Chesa looks at all those misdemeanors and just goes, well, it's a misdemeanor. I'm not going to prosecute that. So people went and did smash and grabs, right? And Chesa goes, well, we'll just have the city pay for your brand new windows. Like, there was a gang hit, okay? Gang initiation. They beat the shit out of a Chinese guy while screaming racial slurs. So the district attorney gave him a plea deal so he could have parole, because we don't want to ruin this young man's life who's screaming racial slurs as he beats an Asian man on the streets of San Francisco. Guys, that'd be so harsh. He's only 20-something. He has his whole life ahead of him. He hasn't even moved on to the Latino community yet. So San Francisco finally got so bad, okay, because there's like a lot of money in San Francisco and everything, that they eventually got a recall and got the guy removed from fucking power. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it got there. But look at the shit that's taking place in Alameda County, okay? Because it's not San Francisco, because it's not Los Angeles, people are not paying attention to it. This woman is insane. What she has done there is fucking bonkers. And the thing is, this is Alameda County, okay? Everyone there is blue. Everybody there is blue. Maybe when you get into Livermore, it becomes a little bit more right-wing, but no. It's a Democrat-run, controlled, operated, and most of the people living there are blue. So, the media there, the TV stations there, the journalists that live there have tried repeatedly to get the district attorney to answer a single fucking question. She won't do it. She's dictating behind a screen. She's just handing out free hall passes to like hardcore fucking criminals. Like hard fucking core criminals. A triple murderer who kills a state witness. Confessed to all of it. And she goes, if he gets out in 7 to 10 years for good behavior, that's fine. Like this has gotten insane. But I mean, it was the district attorneys. Let's look at like mayors. Okay. You have the mayor of Antioch. All right. Who keeps accusing the police force there of being racist. And then he changes the entire police force around. Things keep getting worse. So you had, oh my God, I got to find this for you guys. We're talking about more local stuff really quick. Just as a warm up, I gotta find this for you. Antioch mayor. You're gonna love this because I fucking started to just die. I started to like fucking die because this is great. I'm gonna play it and we'll watch it together. Okay, let me share the screen. Go.
Public is an effort to increase safety and security in the city of Antioch by increasing the police force. There was the mandate. Lamar claims he has a mandate from the public with a 44% popular vote, Tamisha with a 33% popular vote, and Monica with a 35% popular vote. Based on Facebook postings by Ellie Household.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did have a vote, right? Because I guess they want to increase the police forces there. And the Antioch mayor comes in and just goes, well, I have a mandate. They elected me, so clearly they don't want that. So I'm going to do the opposite. And it's like, what the fuck, man? This guy is a piece of shit. But you got to hear how he talks to this old man. And the old man is not being rude or nasty. He's stating the truth. And he's going to call out the mayor on his own criminal behavior. And I'm not making that up. The mayor of Antioch has had like 2 or 3 DUIs at this point. Guy's a fucking alcoholic.
And Lacey Ferguson, plus his previous issue while working in the county, I believe Lamar should be investigated by the city attorney to determine if he has created a hostile work environment. You should be doing that. I would like an audit of text messages between Lamar and Shagufa during the period of time Shagufa was charged. You want audits? Let's get an audit of your text messages.
Get it. Let's get it.
I would like to see, I will get it. I'd like to see the police
that was the mayor, by the
video
way.
when officers went to council member Tamisha's home. I'd like to see that. I would like to know the agreement between Con Johnson and the city as to how he's going to be paid when he's released from his job, because you guys know you're going to be paying him a lot of money. I'd like to know the selection criteria used to select Con Johnson as a city manager and who else was evaluated for the position.
Oh, yeah,
Finally,
it's all corruption there. It's great.
Because I won't stay for the other one. Management and leadership consultants all agree that it takes 7 to 8 years to affect culture change. Not 1, not 2. I personally believe that we're in the midst of a positive culture change with our previous 2 police chiefs, and that our present police chief, Dr. Ford, is another positive addition to making this happen. If you keep changing people, keep making excuses of a poor job, you, our city council, are doing.
All right, settle down, everybody. Settle down. But that is a dog whistle racism. An apologist for what's absolutely wrong. That is. You want to go outside right now? Let's go. I am sick and tired of being attacked by these people in this community, apologizing for the racism that is going on in this community. You're the problem. You're the problem.
Listen.
Why don't you call me the N-word like the guys you were supporting?
Listen, we need to take a recess. We're gonna take a recess, everyone. Can we make sure everybody calm down?
Oh man! By the way, I've never lived in Antioch, but I've been there more than a few times. All right, Antioch is completely fucked. All right, Antioch is completely fucked. They keep electing pieces of shit like this, but this dude is probably the fucking worst. And anytime he gets into any type of controversy or does something wrong or completely fucked up, that's how he starts acting. Well, like a fucking idiot, right? Let's go outside. Why don't you just call me the N-word? I'm leaving. Fucking hell. That's the mayor of Antioch. Things are getting like really bad in California, but it's even worse in these areas. But that's nothing compared to Chicago. Okay, so I'll find you the clip and everything. But Chicago just recently, they got rid of their last mayor, Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot was an awful person. Okay, she actually got to the point of grabbing a reporter. Okay, who kept asking her difficult questions that she would never answer. All right, And she got his press pass pulled so that he could, by accusing him of assaulting a security guard. Lori Lightfoot was fucking awful. And things kept getting worse and worse and worse. And so they have an election, and it's like, maybe you'll see some sort of positive change. It's going to be between Democrat and Democrat, but maybe a less crazy Democrat, if that's even possible. But it's a white dude versus a black dude. So the black dude makes the entire thing about race and keeps accusing the white guy of being a racist the entire fucking time. Every debate, every conversation, he's a racist, 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 he's a racist. Gets elected. And immediately calls to keep defunding the police. All right. They got rid of Lightfoot because the crime had skyrocketed. And then they elect somebody who's like, I'm going to make it worse. Actually, and what's crazy is it was immediate. It didn't even take that long. It was immediate. Okay. After this idiot gets elected, a bunch of teenagers, I guess they went to the Chicago Loop and just hard fucking core threw the fuck down. All right. Like, it got fucking nuts. But yeah, 2 people got shot. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a video without any other commentary. Okay, actually, you know what? It's kids. They say that they're teenagers. You probably do have adults, but I got to be careful. I do have to be a little bit careful, so I should probably play the news story. That way I can have a defense for it, you know? Okay, hold on.
Go on Saturday night as hundreds of young people crowded the streets, and the video coming from this showing massive groups jumping on cars, causing tourists to flee the sound of gunfire. 2 teens were hospitalized after they were shot in all of this. This right here is what it looked like on the streets of Chicago Saturday night.
We had people jumping on cars. This is insane.
Large numbers of young people crowding the area of the Loop from Michigan Avenue to Clark Street and could be seen jumping on parked cars and smashing windows. 2 times, groups of teens.
Actually, there's a woman who I have the clip, but I don't know if I should play it because it gets really bad. But she's walking out of a building, I think, or she's pushed up against the building. Hard to say. But all of these kids are surrounding her. It's like a massive mob of people. More than 30 teenagers are all trying to rush this woman, and they're all taking shots at her. Beat the fuck out of her. Another dude, I guess he was driving with his wife. You know, they're touring Chicago. Bad fucking idea. Especially the moment this guy got elected. Then it was a really like brain damaged idea. They reach into the window, okay, because it was open, and they grab the driver and they just start beating the fuck out of him. This got nasty. This wasn't even looting, okay? That's the thing. There was definitely looting that was going on, all right? But that wasn't what they were primarily there doing. They just got violent as they possibly could, until somebody got a gun out and started scaring people off the streets by shooting them. Oh, no. Ty, that's where you're wrong. The Loop here, this is the high-end area, okay? This is the area where all the fucking wealthy assholes like to hang out. This is where all the tourists go, okay? This is the part of Chicago everybody likes to fucking brag about. And they ransacked the fuck out of it. They beat tourists down. Like, that's, bro, you want to wake people up? Shit like this is perfect for it. Shit like this is absolutely perfect for it. Because you can literally see what's happening. You can see how bad it gets. And there's no excuse to be made, okay? One thing when people pointed out, okay, the crime skyrocketing in New York, but it was in specific areas. Same thing, San Francisco. You go to the financial district, everything was fine there. But the other areas, right? Like Mission Street, the fucking oh God, sorry, I bet things on my cheek. The Tenderloin. Those areas are fucked. Like heavy duty, just completely fucked and everything. And so what you would have are these like left-wing activists go to like the very fancy, wealthy areas, take out their phones, record themselves and go, look at all the crime, everybody. Look at all these these conservatives trying to fake and say that our cities are bad. It's lovely here. Those little fuckers love to do it. They'll never step foot where the actual crime is happening because they know. They're not idiots, okay? But they love the attention, okay? But you can't do that when they go to the wealthy areas and start doing this shit. When they go to the nice areas, when they go to where the tourists are hanging out, and they just go fucking mad. This whole thing, this entire fucking thing was nuts. And there's law enforcement can't shut it down. And the mayor refused to denounce any of the looting. Okay? Refused to denounce any of the looting. And then said, come on, guys, these kids are they're just pushing back against oppression. Apparently, his big selling point was he was a teacher. And he told everyone he's never failed a student because he just doesn't believe in failing students. I'm like, God damn, man. God fucking damn. This guy is like turbo fucking galaxy brained. Turbo fucking galaxy brain. And you know what? Good. Let it fucking happen. I have no sympathy for people who keep voting for this shit, who keep asking for this shit. You know what? You want violence. You want to hand out violence. It will be visited upon you too. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. I think the end goal, because like, I'm not kidding. There are like hardcore fucking commies out there who love seeing this shit because they want the collapse to take place faster. Because in their heads, after that happens, they can rise to power. A true communist utopia. Please excuse me while I grab my death note. Yeah. But, you know, they have this idea there's going to be like this true communist utopia. And so they love seeing this shit. But you know what? I'm in agreement, okay? I'm in agreement. I think the wealthy elites will secure their power. So all you have to do, all right? All you have to do for them to finally stop pushing this fucking nonsense. Well, actually, if anyone was going to rise to power, then it would be them. But anyways, look, let the cities get destroyed. Let San Francisco fall to ruin. Let Chicago fucking die. Let New York go to the fucking rats. There's no stopping any of it. They don't care. They really don't fucking care. Even now, Walmart's shutting down in Chicago. Okay, it's a specific Walmart that they're specifically focused on, but this place has operated at a loss for 17 years. At a fucking loss, at a financial loss for 17 years. Well, now there's looting. So now it's just like a fucking money pit. And so Walmart says we're shutting down, we're leaving. And then the fucking politicians, the local fucking politicians, the activists show up outside the Walmart with all the people in the community and go, it's Walmart's fault, it's happening. Why you care about more about money than people? I'm like, you know what? They're going to starve. They're not going to have the ability to go get clothes. They're not going to have the ability to go get fucking medicine. And they still refuse to take any accountability. Let it happen. Just let it fucking happen. Why fight against it? These people fucking hate you too. So let it fucking happen. Let their cities get fucking destroyed. Let them fucking riot. And you know what? If they want to assault people and attack them, you know what? Just leave the city and let them beat each other down. You can't leave those cities? Hey, man. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't care anymore. You voted for it, you asked for it, or you never said anything about it. As far as I'm concerned, everybody living there, hey, you earned it. You fucking earned it. Good for you. You have your perfect little left-wing utopias. Your progressive agenda is out in full fucking force. Good riddance. I hope you enjoy the nightmare and the fucking chaos. Because to me, from where I'm looking at it, I live in a small town, okay? I have a nice job. Most people in this small town hate everything that they're seeing going on in Chicago. I'm okay. Like, I'm good. I'm fucking good. I'll hang out in my small little fucking town. It's fine. And you know what? If something ever happened, I know that I have some protection. And his name is Frankie. He's a good boy. Frankie. Sorry, he's been like snuggled up on my feet the entire time. He's just curled up and snoring. He's a good dog. Okay, but seriously, if this is what you want, you deserve it. Okay? You fought for it. You called everybody a fucking racist if they told you not to do it. So by all means, you don't have anyone other than yourselves to blame. I'm not kidding. There's nobody other than themselves to blame for the nightmares that are being visited upon them. But we do have one story, and I want to talk to you guys about it. Okay. And then we'll move on to then we can move on to other topics, okay? But first, I'm gonna play a little commercial for everybody.
Hi there, my name is Prancer. I identify as a reindeer. This ad is what we call damage control. Our thinking is, maybe if we post an ad with our iconic Clydesdale that identifies as a reindeer, and we say vaguely patriotic things,
this is the story of the American spirit.
People will like us again.
Incidentally, I used to have a deep, rich, baritone voice. Then I started drinking Bud Light.
It changes you. Look at these two typical American firemen. We can't put two white people together in an ad. We still have to virtue signal a little. I mean, we're still woke. We're just not that woke. Here's another couple of people. Also two different races. I mean, honestly, what we really need to do is just say, we f***ed up. But we all know that's not going to happen. So just look at the pretty horse that identifies as a reindeer and drink Budweiser again. If you don't, they said they're taking me to the glue factory. Look, there's two more dudes. Is that guy white? Is he Hispanic? Nobody knows. He's what we call ethnically ambiguous. Our favorite race of all. This white guy gets it. So remember, folks, at Budweiser, we'll always be a little woke. This Bud's not for you. You know, maybe cutting my tail off is a mistake. What do you guys think? Well, it's too late now. No coming back from that. Gillette.
All right. So the Bud Light controversy. This shit is fucking amazing. And me personally, this is actually working. All right. This is actually working. But this is where you can see like this massive separation between the GOP, the Republican Party, and their voters. All right. Because it's so fucking different now. You had Donald Trump's own fucking blood come out and tell people, hey guys, let's stop. They've learned their lesson. These guys donate 60% to us. I'm like, oh, they donate 40% to Democrats. So really, I just don't care. I really don't care. Like here's why the Bud Light thing is so funny. Bud Light is not a high-end beer. It isn't. Bud Light sucks. Bud Light tastes like piss water, but it's cheap as fuck. So it's your lower middle class, that middle class, you know, like poor people, all right? Not your wealthy, not your wealthy. It's your people in the middle and lower class. They're the ones who are drinking Bud Light. And they don't support any of this shit that the woke stuff, the pushing the fucking trans shit everywhere. Like, they don't support that. They're not for that in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So those are your primary buyers of Bud Light. At the exact same time, you also have this push from many companies, not just Bud Light, but it's this push to embrace more into that LGBTQ marketing because it's very popular with younger people, right? At least that's the idea. It's very popular with younger people. As they grow older, you've already convinced them that you have a great brand, okay? And brand is very important to them. And the values of that brand are very important to the youth. So they've been making all of these strides within that community. The Pride beer cans have existed well before Dylan Mulvaney. They've hosted events for like LGBTQ events, things like that. They've already done these things, but at a much smaller scale. So you have this idea that they're going to embrace Dylan Mulvaney because Dylan Mulvaney is blowing up everywhere. Whether you love Dylan Mulvaney or hate Dylan Mulvaney, you have to acknowledge that this person is going to generate a ton of conversation. So you have this person get put on as your spokesperson, and it offended every single one of their fucking customers. Well, I don't say every single one. I like Bud Light, and I think Dylan Mulvaney's great. No, but like realistically, this was the majority of your customers. This was the bulk of your customers. These were your loyal customers. These were the people that only drank your fucking garbage ass piss beer. And so then it gets even worse because then the VP of marketing, her interview came out in which she's telling everybody this frat bite culture needs to end. You know, we need to be embracing a new audience, and even says, which is just absurdly fucking brain damage to me, that the beer is dying, the brand is dying. They brought me in to fix it. I'm like, Bud Light was the #1 fucking beer in the United States. Beer across the board was going down a pinch. You were still the fucking #1 beer, and you did this. So it's like, God fucking damn. Like, you pissed off your fucking, your core customers. And that video coming out of the VP of marketing and everything, and the way she's referring to the Bud Light customers, that made it so much worse than it needed to be. But then it got worse, because then the fucking Bud Light guy comes out, and he issues a non-apology apology at the exact same time. They get messages leaked to the shareholders in which they're telling them, just wait it out. Just wait it out. It's going to go away. Our stock is going to go right back up. You don't have to worry about this. So it's like, oh, so you're not even taking it seriously. And you're telling your stockholders, that your shareholders, that actually you're doing just fine. And this fucking boycott is going to die down. You're not going to take any accountability. You're not going to walk anything back. And you're just going to keep growing as a brand. Don't worry. And then it got even worse because I guess they had this idea that, well, also I forgot to mention they found out that the CEO of Budweiser was a former CIA agent, which just made things worse. But then it got worse again because when they went to the GOP, when they went to these politicians, Trump, fucking McConnell, fucking Lindsey Graham, like the really, really hated politicians. Not Trump so much, but his kid. His kid made the statement. And I think Trump is smart enough to understand that he needs to shut his fucking mouth right now. First time for the guy, by the way. But his son is out there telling people, you know, guys, come on. They donate 60% to us. So it's like, okay, so you just want the fucking money. You're not even protecting your fucking voters. You just want the fucking money. And it's like, holy shit. Holy fuck. But Bud Light is in this terrible position now, okay? Because had they never gone with Dylan Mulvaney, they could have gone another 10 years embracing the LGBTQ community, and really nobody would have said shit, right? It would have been done slowly over time. And at a certain point, it's just like, well, yeah, they have the Pride cans and we have the actual Bud Light, or some stupid fucking gay response to it. Instead, they did this. So now, if they actually issue an apology to their customers and say that they are sorry for embracing Dylan Mulvaney as a brand manager, that should have never happened, it never will happen again, then all of that goodwill that they have spent the past, I want to say like 6 or 7 years trying to embrace the LGBTQ community, and left-wingers and progressives, all of that dies. All of that goes away. But if they refuse to apologize, their actual customers, their loyal customers, the ones who spend the most money on their fucking terrible piss water, they're never going to buy their beer again. It's like, goddamn, dude. Yeah, it's gotten so bad. Anyways, I figured because I did a video talking about like baseless claims of transphobia, I'm just going to play this video by Matt Walsh and listen to it. The number one transphobe on Twitter.
And its donor class don't understand. Okay? We are sick and tired of this. We are sick and tired of watching as our culture is claimed piece by piece by madness and degeneracy. We are not okay with it. We are furious about it, in fact. And we aren't following your lead in the fight against it because you people aren't interested in fighting against it. Well, we're not going to sit around and wait for you to execute your master plan to win back the culture. You have no such plan. You're satisfied to let the culture crumble and decay as long as you can have a hand in ruling over the rubble. And that's how we got to this point in the first place, where transgenderism is the sort of thing that even Bud Light feels it needs to promote. That's how the total denial of biological reality became mainstream and seized hold of our society. It happened because the conservative...
Sorry, I'm also catching up on my dinner. I got off work super late tonight, but I still wanted to do the stream. Wouldn't dislike Dylan as much if he didn't prance around mocking women and then getting praised for it. You know, I thought something was really fucked up because people have been saying like Dylan Mulvaney announced they've been on hormone treatment for a year. I'm going like, there's no fucking way that's possible. All right. There's just no way that's possible. They have not developed any type of breast tissue. All they've done is gotten like cosmetic surgery for their face, and that's it. It made them look more feminine. That's all it did. So I'm looking at this man who goes around imitating like some of the worst aspects of women. Okay. Like my mom got pissed. Okay, my mom got pissed, and I thought it was funny because she's like, this is just like the most sexist portrayal of what a woman is. Hey, I'm drinking my Bud Light. Oh, what's a Super Bowl? Oh, what's March Madness? I don't know any of these terms. It's like, oh my God, dude. My wife is into sports. I'm the one who isn't. I don't give a shit about sports. My wife loves them. So you have this person who's just kind of doing it for attention, and it is making people angry, and it's making people upset. And it's not just the right-wing fascists. No, it's like regular women are like looking at this like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's like you think we're a fucking joke. But the problem is Dylan Mulvaney is on their team. So they're not going to attack their own. They're not going to call it out because then you're invalidating all trans people. And trans are the most oppressed. So in order to protect the most oppressed group, they're totally willing to just step all over women. And it's like, I think it's funny. I really do. Because there's no standard for what is or isn't a woman to that group of people. It's just same thing for men. They don't actually have one. And so they always have to go back onto it's about how you feel on the inside, and nobody can tell you how you feel on the inside. Okay. Take advantage of it. I'm not kidding. Just take advantage of it. Announce that you are a woman and then start going into women's only spaces and demand protections that are only granted to women. And if they say that you're faking, it's like, no, I'm not. That's how I feel on the inside. I might feel different tomorrow. That's because I'm gender fluid. Bigot. But like, here's the thing. Because there's no consistent standard, because they'll never define a consistent standard, because there isn't one that will work in every fucking scenario, you instead get into these situations where it's like the situation in Scotland, which they fucking got reversed, right? In Scotland, had a man rape multiple women and announces their transition after they're arrested. So start showing up to court with the wig, with the fucking women's clothes and everything. And they're going to sentence this person and put them into a women's prison, a violent rapist. They're gonna, and like, I said this to somebody on Twitter. You know what's really fucking funny? Let me just take it off the screen for a second. I said this to somebody on Twitter. And the response to me, well, women can rape other women too. Are you saying that there's nothing wrong with that? You just had an issue with the trans people? I'm like, what? Like, all right, guys, I think we're having like lightning storms over here. I'm just gonna play the video.
Quote, leadership tasked with defending our country against evils like gender ideology abdicated their responsibility and gave up without putting up even the semblance of
Hold on.
struggle.
Okay, all right. Is everybody still here? Holy shit. I have no clue. The internet just like totally dropped out. I think lightning hit something. Hold on. Okay, I think I think the internet's back. I think the internet is back. Guys, I apologize. I'm going to start playing the video, but it's showing to me that I have a full connection now.
This battle, and so we are. You're asleep, we're taking the wheel. It's that simple. And we don't care about Republican donors. Okay, the Republican donors are as worthless as the Republicans they donate to. So I don't give a damn about them. And you could scoff all you want, right? But this boycott matters. It does. It matters because it's obviously not just about one beer company. It's about making a statement. It's about achieving a victory for truth and sanity. It's about doing the things that you people won't do. So step aside and let us handle it. Okay? We'll do everything. You'll do nothing. And then later on, when we get the win, you can run campaign ads pretending that you did something, as always. And that's fine. I don't even care about that. I just want the win. That's all that matters.
You know, what's up, Gigi? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Had to take care of my sister before I came in here tonight.
Oh, is she doing okay?
Yeah, I just had to deliver meds and do laundry for her.
Ah, you're a good brother. So I want to talk about what the Matt Walsh guy just said. You know, the world's biggest transphobe. But no, I think the ending there it is absolutely true. Okay.
We want the win.
Well, yeah, but the politicians are worthless. Like they're trying to cancel the boycott, but the thing is, they're so disconnected from their own fucking voters that they don't get it. They don't understand it. And it's not just like it's a boycott. People are having fun with it. Okay, like actually, hold on. I'm gonna play the second Bud Light commercial.
Hey, it's us, Budweiser. We know you're pissed about that transsexual stuff, so we let this horse loose, and that's pretty funny. Americans like things that are funny. Look at these two guys. They think it's pretty funny that a horse is at a fire station. It doesn't belong at a fire station. It's a horse. What crazy adventures will the horse have in D.C.? We don't know. But shooting in D.C. is expensive, so we went back to this farm. Are these guys gay? We don't know. What we do know is that Americans love the horse. It's strong and has big hooves, and it can stomp around. Maybe it's scared of thunder. Aren't we all a little scared of thunder? No, because we're men. American men. We're not scared of anything. Budweiser. Beer for horsemen.
People are just making fun of them. Like it's like people are just making fun of them, and it's funny.
What I have to say on this is that if Corona had adopted the term Latinx, it'd have the same effect on the Latino community.
Oh, dude.
It would be the exact same.
They don't get it. Like Bud Light thinks that they can thread the needle, but it's gotten out of control. And the thing is, I kind of understand why they think that they could do that, because anytime one of these corporations, Black Rifle Coffee, for instance, right?
Yeah.
How people started buying from them almost immediately. They got somebody to sponsor them, and they came right back. So it's like anytime one of these groups that even primarily the majority of their customers are on the right, they'll always try to etch into the left-wing market space, and the only way you can do that is by advancing their fucking their ideas, their ideology. You have to enforce it. You have to represent it. Otherwise, they don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, let's etch into the side of politics that complains about not having money.
Well, no, that's the thing, though. Yeah, they complain about not having money. They're extremely wealthy. They are. Okay?
The politicians on the left.
No, not the politicians. I'm not kidding. You need to take a look at who is registered as a Democrat, and then look at where they live. They represent. Hold on. They represent the wealthiest areas in the country, bar fucking none.
Yeah, and it's such a small pool to pull from, though. Like, you've got like a handful of rich people on the left.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're going through the biggest transfer of wealth in human history right now. The baby boomers have given up their money. They're gone. Their children have inherited it. And guess who their children are?
The Flower Childs.
Dude, GG. Bro. But that's I mean, like, you severely misunderstand the situation. I'm not kidding. You do not understand the situation. Most of the people on the left are going to be college educated. Most of the people on the right are not going to be college educated. You're college educated are your highest income. You don't get it, GG. You can sit there and go like,
I'm making jokes here, bro.
No. But it's a serious thing, though. It is. Because we can sit there and we can laugh at the degree. The degree itself does give them access to a higher income class. Even if it's a bullshit degree. Even if it's a garbage degree. You can stretch it if you're not a complete fucking idiot. Now, to be clear, many of these people are complete fucking idiots. That is 100% true. But the wealthiest, they're on the left. Now, you go to your politicians, I think you have a very even spread. Okay, I think you have a very even spread. But in terms of the actual voters, your poor voters are going to be on the right. Your richer voters are going to be on the left. So this idea for Bud Light, which is the #1 beer in the country, specifically because it's so fucking cheap, your primary buyers are not going to support any of that shit, right? And the thing is, like, it has nothing to do with whether or not they hate trans people. It's that they hate pushing it on them. They hate the fact that you keep fucking pushing that shit everywhere they go. They don't like it. They don't support it. They think you're fucking creepy and think you're grooming kids. So when you make that person your fucking brand ambassador or whatever, yeah, man, like, you're gonna fucking lose your vote. You're gonna lose your fucking customers, and the politicians don't care, okay? Because the politicians aren't getting money from their voters. I mean, they are, okay, but it's not like a fair exchange, really. They're getting paid oodles from Anheuser-Busch, tons of money. So they're coming out there going, guys, stop! You're hurting our pockets. You're hurting us. You're hurting us. And it's like, dude, people hate the politicians. If it hurts the politicians, even fucking better. Even fucking better. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can find this clip, okay? Because I'm like jumping off of topics and everything. But
you said it was the #1 beer in America?
#1 selling.
#1 selling. Oh.
Yeah, not like the #1 tasting. It's piss water. It's cheap piss water. It's cheap piss water.
I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. If it wasn't for Budweiser or Bud Light specifically, Tipster wouldn't have an alcohol problem.
There's a
Have you seen the pictures of him where he's like holding up 2 Bud Light bottles next to his head?
Yeah.
He's going in hard defending this crap.
That doesn't surprise me. That really doesn't surprise me. Dude, there's a video, and I wish I could find it right now, but it's that Dan Crenshaw guy. And the reason why I wanted to show it is because this dude, I guess people were trying to ask for his help because some guy got like falsely accused. They called him a war criminal, a killer, all this stuff, right? And so he's like, it's bullshit. You know, my troop is with me. My troop can verify this didn't happen, right? And I'm being railroaded. So he's like going through the whole legal process, but the legal process is he wasn't allowed an attorney, and he was kept in confinement. And this lasted for like 9+ months. So his brother is going to the Capitol. He's trying to get his brother out of prison and everything. He's going to all these different Congress people. And, you know, he gets like 50 something people to support him, except Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw would not sign it. Dan Crenshaw kept ghosting him, ignoring him, would not acknowledge his existence until finally there was some sort of party and some people set it up. And so he was finally able to actually meet with Dan Crenshaw. And Dan goes, okay, I'll look into it. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's right, but I'll look into it. I'll see what we can do. But then apparently went to every single congressperson that went and sided with the brother and told them all, hey, listen, this is my community. He's a killer. He's a fucking killer. And then creates his own petition to keep the man in prison, but allow him access to an attorney. I'm like, my God, my fucking God, okay? And so I guess this story starts to get out there. And so Dan Crenshaw contacts somebody behind the scenes, like sends a DM or a private message, like, hey, man, you know, we're both brothers and everything. I just want to let you know, like, I know that they're upset, but I did everything I could to get him released from prison. And it's like he sends the text messages over to the guy that got falsely accused. By the way, he got out. It was a bullshit case from the beginning. He gets out, and fucking Dan Crenshaw's out there lying to everybody and telling them all like he was the one that was fighting to get him out of prison. It's like, my fucking God.
Jesus.
And the thing is, he did this to somebody else who had served. That's why it's so fucking egregious. On top of everything else.
I mean, I already know Dan Crenshaw has one eye gouged out, but he deserves the other one to be gouged out for that shit alone.
I mean, like, dude, I just like, how could you betray somebody that served? Okay. Why would you stab them in the back like that? He was willing to have this man go to prison over a false charge. And I have no idea why. I have no concept as to why that was happening. Somebody wanted to railroad and destroy a serviceman's life. And Dan Crenshaw was willing to let it happen. What an awful person. What just an awful, awful, awful human being. All right, we gotta jump into the subjects for tonight. GG, where would you like to start? Would you like to follow up on the Sunnyv2 stuff from the video today? Do you want to talk about the sexual assault of 11 children by a woman, or would you like to talk about idubbbz crying like a little bitch because he lost a slap fight?
The sexual assault of 11 children, is that the one where the parents sold the kids' clothing to a bunch of child sniffers?
Her clothing? Specifically her used underwear.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was what it was about. Yeah, let's get into that. Because, you know, if they're in Florida, death penalty.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be so great?
I told him to reinstate the firing squad and make it a volunteer basis.
Oh, hold on. Oh, wow.
Why waste $10,000 on lethal injection when you could use $2.50 for a buckshot?
You know, here's the funny thing.
Or a deer slug.
We'll jump into Sunnyv2 after we jump into this terrible fucking mother. But I just wanted to say, because I'm seeing stuff getting shared now, and it's kind of like blowing up everywhere. Apparently, when he did his video, people got outraged, screamed transphobia and everything. Well, more people started looking into Chris, and they found photos that he posted of his son wearing high heels. His son's like 1 or 2 years old. So people are like, okay. Oh, fucking gay.
Oh, so he did it for his son, actually, man. He didn't do it for his son. He did it to his son.
I'm just saying, what a fucking idiotic thing to be posting. Because now it's like, okay, well, you're just really gonna validate like all these people you keep screaming are transphobes by showing them that. Okay, let me find it.
Talk about a quick turnaround for redemption on Sunnyv2's part. Like, I mean, the dude didn't say outright it was going to be a nightmare. He said that it could possibly be a nightmare, and there could be some potential benefits.
I know. It's so stupid. Here we go, though. Gigi, can you read what's on the screen? My mouth is, like, killing me. I'm going to go do that mouth rinse thing.
Can you zoom in just a little bit?
Yeah, let me do that for you, buddy.
All right, that's good.
There you are.
Okay, the mother of YouTube sensation Piper Raquel has been hit with a $22 million lawsuit from 11 children alleging sexual assault, harassment, and physical and emotional abuse. Tiffany Smith allegedly participated in shockingly inappropriate behavior, including sending her 15-year-old daughter's underwear to a fan, kissing her teenage daughter's friends, making them dress up in sexualized outfits, and subjecting them to relentless abuse. Parents for the children in the lawsuit are demanding $2 million each for the severe emotional distress. Source Daily Star. Ollie London. I've heard that person before.
But yeah, GG. I've talked with Orr and them about this. I need your thoughts.
Firing squad. Like, this is quite literally the fucking low rent version of the panty vending machine over in Japan, but with actual children involved. Like, what the fuck? I mean, if this actually goes to a criminal court case instead of just a civil lawsuit, I can imagine this idiot's going to get off, kind of like that Dallas Cowboy cheerleader who had sex with a 16-year-old and got him drunk and high too, where she only had to go to jail on the weekends.
What?
For like 2 years.
That is actual horseshit.
It's actually true horse shit. Like, reality's stranger than fiction in that sense.
Huh. Not in a good way.
No.
But yeah, no, this woman is nuts. Okay, so she literally sold her daughter's underwear. Started kissing one of her daughter's friends. These are all minors. This woman is a pedophile, and she sells to pedophiles.
Well, come on, Crow. Destiny would say that you're using the wrong terminology. It's a hebephile.
Oh, I don't fucking care. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Both groups fuck kids. There's not much difference.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up. I guess we can read NBC News. What do you think? Should I do NBC or should I do like an actual news organization?
Actual news organization.
I guess that's true. Hold on. Daily Mail, sometimes they do good, sometimes they do bad. That'll be fine. So do you know who this Piper Raquel person is?
The face looks familiar.
But no, that's the mother. That's the mother.
No, I'm talking about in the screen onto the left behind the mother.
Oh, okay.
Is that Piper? Because I've seen that face before somewhere.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know these people. It's a fucking bunch of teenagers on YouTube. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, low key, it's like the fuck. You know what? Daily Mail, I'm not doing Daily Mail because they have like the most intrusive fucking ads. Yeah, dude, it's causing my ad blocker to go insane. Do not ever read an article from Daily Mail.
Does Daily Wire have one?
Maybe. Who cares? I'm just gonna do NBC News. You know what? As shit as they are, their fucking ads were not as fucking dog shit as that. By the way, it's written by Kat Tenbarge.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So
Tenbarge.
So how should I look at this? Like, it's Kat Tenbarge reporting and it's all full of shit, or it's just Kat Tenbarge getting handed a story that's true?
It's Kat Tenbarge being handed a story that's true while being overseen by somebody else. Callahan Rosenblatt. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, hold on. I'm still eating dinner at the same time, by the way, guys. I've mostly gotten through my spaghetti.
Let's see here.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Wait. The court proceedings will offer a rare glimpse into the lucrative and largely unregulated world of child YouTube stardom. You should reword that to unregulated and ignored pedophile rings on YouTube.
Oh my god, please tell me Kat didn't turn this entire article into a rally against YouTube.
None. Oh, I mean, it seems like it. Unregulated world of child YouTube stardom. I mean, it's basically YouTube Kids, but a pedophile ring. You know, the mother, looking at that picture from that one tweet kind of reminded me of Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony, really?
Yeah, if you look at her face, she's kind of long in the face like her.
Long in the face. You know, that is insanely accurate to say. She's definitely long in the face.
I don't know why, it just reminded me of Casey Anthony.
Okay. Let's read through this. The mother of a teen YouTube star will face the emotional, physical, and sexual abuse from 11 teen content creators who are featured on her daughter's channel in a trial that starts Monday. The court proceedings will offer a rare glimpse into the lucrative and largely unregulated world of child YouTube stardom. All of the teen plaintiffs allege in the complaint, filed in January 2022, that Tiffany Smith, the mother of YouTube star Piper Raquel, intentionally inflicted emotional distress while she held a position of care and control over them in the production of content for Raquel's YouTube channel. The teen creators allege that they endured physical and emotional injuries from harassment, molestation, and abuse, according to the complaint. Now, they're not going to the police. Just to be clear, they're not going to the cops, which I think that what they're saying, like molestation and abuse of children, that should be a criminal matter, don't you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, is this being filed in California?
I honestly don't know.
Because I remember California had this ridiculous fucking what was it, statute where you could have a civil lawsuit where there is criminal claims go before a criminal suit.
Oh my God, yeah, it's California, Los Angeles.
Yeah. Oh geez. So it's basically what happened to Michael Jackson all over again, where the civil lawsuit came first and the criminal lawsuit came never.
No, maybe. I mean, this is a little different because the Michael Jackson case was like the parents were kind of like offering their kids up to Michael Jackson so that they could then accuse him of being a pedophile.
Yeah. One of them in particular, the first one, Evan Chandler, his father was like trying to get, what was it, special deals out of being friends with Michael. Like he was a co-producer on Robin Hood and Men in Tights. And after he had a falling out with Michael Jackson, that's when he basically claimed, like, my son was raped by MJ.
Yeah, this one I think is a little bit different because they went over, I guess, to do content with the daughter, not with the mom, not to spend time with the mom. And they're all alleging the mother is the one doing the abuse, which you I guess you have photos of her kissing one of the kids on the lips and shit. So there's at Comic Card, do you see what I told GG?
Say what?
By Dragon's Breath shells. Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, fleshite rounds. Fleshite.
Oh well, okay. Wait. I'm sorry, GG. Did you watch John Wick 4?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it's so good. But those bullets, dude, those are fucking insane. Like he's just like shooting people and they're being set on fire.
Incendiaries.
Incendiary rounds, man. Fuck. That was so good. But again, that seems like maybe appropriate for the mother here. She is guilty of these things. I'm just saying, man. If you're honestly telling me that she sold her daughter's underwear, then I don't even know. I don't even know how you like come back from that type of shit. What's up, Vic?
Yo, Vic.
Vic, did you hear what we were talking about?
A little bit.
You know, I wonder if Joe Biden had a secret buyer for this kind of shit too.
Possibly.
Why'd you mention Joe Biden?
You've done well so far, but up until now, I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my Biden blast. Yeah!
Well, are you gonna just start playing it every time he's mentioned?
Well, I mean, he is the child sniffer in chief.
I might be tempted to. Hey, I'm sorry. Can one of you guys read this? Because it's like killing my mouth right now.
Okay,
Go for it,
part
Vic.
do you need to read?
Just start from the top.
Yeah, the court proceedings start from there.
Okay. The court proceedings will offer a range glimpse into the lucrative and largely unregulated world of child YouTube stardom. All of the teen plaintiffs alleged in the complaint filed in January 2022 that Tiffany Smith, the mother of the YouTube star Piper Rockwell, intentionally inflicted emotional distress while she held a position of care and control, quote unquote, over them in the production of content for Raquel's YouTube channel. The teen creators alleged that they endured physical and emotional injuries from harassment, molestation, and abuse, according to the complaint. In addition, some of the plaintiffs say they weren't compensated for the use of their likenesses to promote Raquel's content. And all of them say they weren't paid for their working appearances, though they say they weren't promised payment.
Okay.
That literally has nothing to do with the selling of your daughter's underwear.
Well, here's the thing. Is the daughter even a part of this lawsuit? Or are there people suing the mother and alleging that she's abusing the daughter? Because those are two very different things.
Scroll down to find out.
Yeah,
if we can trust Kat to even include those details.
I mean, here, I want to be careful here because let's see. Piper Raquel's probably got like what, a YouTube channel or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Piper Raquel. Yeah, she's a YouTuber. She's a YouTuber with 10.8 million subscribers. Okay, listen, I'm willing to believe the mom's a sociopath only because most mothers of famous kids can be fucking nuts. But this might just be a we want money type of situation. So let's see what they actually have to say in the article. Although there's going to be a trial starting Monday, so we'll have answers to this really quick. All right, next part right here.
Vic?
Oh, you need me to continue reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the allegations against Smith have repeatedly piqued interest of concerned outsiders, offering a glimpse into the Wild West world of YouTube child stardom. Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. YouTube itself doesn't take responsibility for the off-screen conduct of its creators. That's also a fucking lie. They claim they tried to, but we know that's not true. And there are surprisingly few regulations around the creation of social media content involving children. Also not true, but whatever.
Okay, what was that fucking thing that got pushed through YouTube like 3 years ago involving child content?
COPPA.
Yeah, COPPA. Yeah, so that's bullshit right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it makes no sense. Not to mention they disabled the YouTube comments for like, for kid content stuff, so.
Yeah, and they also disabled autoplay and whatnot.
Yeah. So, I think that's all bullshit. Anyways, continuing. Instead, the teens are each asking for roughly $2 million in damages, totaling at least $22 million. from Sniff and her boyfriend, Hunter Hill, who the complaint identifies as the director and editor of Raquel's YouTube channel. The plaintiffs were all once part of a 15-year-old Piper Raquel's Piper Squad and were featured on her YouTube channel, which has over 10 million subscribers. Children and young teenagers make up the cast of the squad, and their relationships and antics are broadcast to millions of viewers.
Scroll down, Crow.
Go to the next paragraph. There we go.
All right.
Despite their age, the plaintiffs say they were asked to stage romantic crushes on each other, meant to fool young audiences. I mean, it's basically bits and skits they're doing. What's the difference? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
I 100% believe that the mother would have like pushed them to do that shit. Because like, look, here's the problem that I have. Okay, maybe she's both. Okay. The story with the daughter, I want to know if that's true or not. I want to know if the daughter is involved in this in any way. But it sounds like it might just be these kids who went on camera, who participated in Piper's YouTube reality shit, and are upset that they never got compensated in any way, and their images are still being used by her. I could definitely see that being a possibility because, again, there's probably a lot of money online. I mean, it's a $22 million lawsuit, and they're alleging hardcore criminal abuse. So I don't know, like, Nick, what do you think that raises a red flag?
I think it would.
I mean, you hear that story with the fucking underwear and shit, and you're like, oh my God, send her to fucking prison, burn her alive.
I mean, putting kids in romantic positions or even relationships in the first place for show is kind of fucked up in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Any Disney show that takes place in a high school or younger in which two characters become boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, I think there's usually nothing wrong with that because it's just.
Well, that's professional actors.
Yeah.
Okay, look, this is entertainment, though.
Yeah, unregulated entertainment.
Look, you can say unregulated. Look at what happened with that fucking foot pedo and Nickelodeon.
Well, yeah, that's nepotism.
Okay, that's not nepotism. That was an actual pedophile who was using his official position to get minors to engage in his foot fetish.
Yeah, and the higher ups above him were nepotistic to it, turn a blind eye.
Okay,
and let the pedo do his thing.
My point is, like, I do agree with you on some level that this is kind of like a weird scenario. All right, in terms of she's doing like these fake reality TV show skits on her daughter's YouTube channel using her daughter. That's what it seems like, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is it's not real. It is supposed to be taken as entertainment. And while I agree with you, yeah, it's kind of sus when you say it like, oh, look, she's staging these relationships and everything. It's like, no, that's just high school drama. That's like fucking Degrassi. One of those.
Well, let me put it to you this way, Crow. What if one of the kids was gay and they were put in a straight relationship by the mother?
Is it? But they said it's fake, and they're doing it for views. Like, the kids acknowledge that.
Yeah, but they're also stating that they're getting like blowback from fans online, so it could be causing a little bit of mental trauma.
Okay, look, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like,
I'm just saying, like, what they usually argue, what causes the mental trauma. I'm thinking, like, you know, well, you know how dumb kids are. They believe anything that they see. Like, you give them a fucking decoder ring from a box of cereal, and they think they could summon Captain Planet.
Stop. I'm not following you. I'm like so off track with wherever you're trying to lead me. So let's go back a step. it sounds sus to say that the mother is staging these romances for the videos. However, the kids are acknowledging that it is staged, that they're doing it for the video, and they're doing it for views. Also, this isn't uncommon. High school fucking romance is entertainment for some people. They do tune in to watch it. Degrassi was an incredibly fucking popular show. So, I also admit, if it was like a regulated Hollywood production, you could say, well, it's regulated. That means less than shit to me, given the amount of degeneracy and pedophilia in Hollywood.
Well, I gotta ask, didn't you say like at one point that when they did those shows that they used people in like their early 20s?
Oh yeah, they did. They used to.
Okay,
now, hold on.
I'm thinking like,
except they're still ongoing today, and they've gotten to the point where they use child actors.
okay.
Nickelodeon's used minors for their acting for a long time, so have Disney shows. I was referring to like movies, but even then, what's that one film? Taxi Driver, sort of like the 80s or the 70s.
Oh yeah, the famous one where someone tried to assassinate Reagan to impress an actress from that movie.
Yeah, and that certain someone was the brother of George H.W. Bush's son's best friend.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, no way.
Yeah. The guy who...
my conspiracy brain is just going off now.
Dude, John Hinckley had an older brother who was friends with one of Poppy Bush's sons, not George. And they had planned to have dinner the night of the shooting.
Dude, that's nuts.
And there's actually like a wider conspiracy that it was for like the cocaine war going on in Colombia. Like it all ties into that too. In order to spend like a secret budget within the CIA and whatnot, because they also had ties to that, the Hinckley family.
Stop. This is all the way too cool. We need to go back to the boring topic now. Okay, all right. But Dan the Hyman Divider Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Dan, hold her tighter. She's a fighter, Schneider. Dan, get in the van, Schneider.
Ty, what the fuck are you doing?
These are great. Okay, but seriously, you had a film that featured a child prostitute.
Yeah, that's right. Because she was underage in that film too. Like by how much? 3 years or 2? I forget.
I think she was 15.
Okay, so 3.
But that's my point. Like that's my point. You have that already taking place in Hollywood. So to me saying, well, she can't do it because she's not in Hollywood, that's not really an argument against her being a pedophile or doing pedophilic things. Like I'd expect it to happen more in Hollywood, to be honest with you. But also
it probably does, but the only person who's willing to talk about it is Corey Haim, right? No, Feldman.
Yeah, this woman is not. I don't think she's like completely all there. I think she's living off the daughter's stardom, and she's just doing these things, having the daughter do these things because high school drama sells, right? These high school fucking romances and shit, they sell for people. It makes them feel nostalgic for when they were young and shit like that. Or it reminds them of that drama that they got from watching terrible fucking shows on the CW or fucking Degrassi or like the Nickelodeon shit that's a little bit more mature or whatever. Like, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point.
Or it reminds certain people who were peeping on these kids going through this shit with binoculars in a van.
Or that. But my problem with you saying that is you have a ton of TV shows that are incredibly popular that focus on kids in high school. You can't argue that the entire audience is pedophilic. Like, probably some, I'll grant you that. But I'm just saying, for a general audience, this shit actually does sell. There's no getting around that. You can argue, well, general audience are all pedophiles, but
I wasn't even arguing that. I was just saying, like, the trauma that could be induced from it by idiotic kids believing what they see on YouTube.
oh, I agree with you there. But also, we're not talking about her staging sex acts with these kids together. They're saying that she was staging like these relationships. I bet you if you watch those videos, they're going to be fucking vanilla and tame as shit and eventually lead to drama, which the mother is capitalizing on in the videos. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense if she's trying to capitalize on it, if she's like the ringleader, pushing it in like the comment sections, yeah. Because I don't think that these kids would be able to formulate their own opinions.
Dude, how old do you think these kids are?
Well, Piper Raquel, isn't she like 16? Or
Okay, so they're literal fucking teenagers.
yeah.
Gigi, like we got to be able to talk about this stuff.
I know, but we're not
Are you
given
telling
any
me that? Yeah, are you telling me teenagers would not stage these fake fucking relationships so that they could be on an incredibly popular YouTuber's channel? It's fame.
I don't think that they're the ones who come up with the idea, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I agree with you. I think it's coming from the mom. The mom is your like producer, director, screenwriter, all of it. But I'm just saying that alone does not mean pedophile in any way, shape, or form. It's reading a lot more like the mom is just a greedy little cunt. I want to know where this story about the underwear comes in, because that's such a dramatic departure from what's being described here. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, well, let's get to it.
Yeah. Hold on.
Vic was that I want all predators who hurt young kids to be brought to justice.
Okay.
Say what?
That
Right
was
here.
the part you left off on.
Oh, okay. I'll quote that part was a more saying thing. I want all predators who hurt young kids to be brought to justice, she said. I also hope we move on from the needle on these platforms that are allowing this. YouTube did not immediately return a request for comment. In July, Smith countersued for $30 million and accused the plaintiffs of mothers of conspiracy to extort money by making false sexual abuse allegations. Smith voluntarily abandoned the lawsuit before the mothers responded, and Matthew Sarolson, one of the attorneys representing the plaintiffs, called the lawsuit baseless. An attorney for Smith did not respond to requests for comment. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, published in December, Smith said she didn't consider herself the plaintiff's employer at the time. The videos were filmed with Raquel. Smith has since acquired a permit to work with minors, she told the Times.
Okay, let's scroll down a bit. But okay, so wait, Smith countersued for $30 million and accused the plaintiff's mother of conspiring to extort money by making false sexual abuse allegations. Smith voluntarily abandoned the lawsuit before mothers responded, and Matthew Sarolson, one of the attorneys representing the plaintiffs, called the lawsuit baseless.
That's really hinky. Like, why would you pull it back if... I mean, that just seems a bit off to me.
I don't know, because apparently, these people are related to the Piper girl, right? Raquel's cousin is one of the people in the lawsuit. Dude,
ooh, okay, so you don't want to sue family members then?
I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. It's just, 147-page complaint. Okay, all right. So an attorney for Smith did not respond to a request for comment. Yada, yada, yada. Smith has since acquired a permit to work with minors, she told the Times. Okay. Smith is accused of child abuse and retaliation. So this is where it has to start. But my problem is this part here, I don't know, man. This doesn't read as criminal. It does read like the mother's insanely fucking greedy. Okay, because she's probably managing everything, managing the daughter, And she's used these kids to build up her daughter's platform, but doesn't want to pay them anything. Yeah, she sounds like a greedy cunt. Like, if she wanted to sexually abuse the kids, though, she would just offer them money too, right? Because they clearly want cash. I'm just saying, like, something's weird here. But this has got to be where it gets good in terms of content, not good in terms of story. Oh God, I really got to be more careful when I'm talking while being high as shit. Okay, but Nick, can you start from here?
Yeah, sure. Give me a sec. Okay, on a 147-page complaint, that's a long ass complaint. The plaintiff describes Smith as a mean-spirited control freak and alleged she made comments about children's genitalia, shouted obscene and sexual graphics remarks at them, encouraged them to be sexy and sexually aggressive in videos, and inappropriately touched the children on their legs, thighs, and buttocks. One plaintiff said Smith told her she was mailing Raquel's underwear to a man who liked to sniff it. That sounds sus. As children, they don't understand it. Sometimes it goes over their heads, said Stevie Arico. That's a weird way of saying it. The mother of another plaintiff. But now they're older and they're starting to understand the trauma that was caused and the things that were said to them. These fake crushes.
Scroll down, Crow. Arico and some of the other parents and plaintiffs had experience in traditional media before joining the squad. Sarlson, the attorney, told NBC News that the guidelines for child actors on TV and movie sets don't apply for non-traditional filming of environments like YouTube. Arico said that the squad wasn't acting, since Smith wanted real reactions from the children and would have forced them to live these adult situations they shouldn't have been put in. We all love YouTube and it's a great place, but when somebody is using it as a business and pulling other children in, those people should have to uphold a certain standard. Arico said, we want there to be protections for the children.
Okay, let's keep going. They demonetized her channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long is this article?
Not too much longer.
Yeah. Let's see here. YouTube demonetized.
Yeah, right here.
YouTube demonetized Raquel's channel in February 2022 after insiders sent the platform a request for comment about the lawsuit filed against Smith. That means the channel no longer makes money from ads. Raquel makes money by selling merchandise and is currently on tour in the U.S. to perform music and meet fans. According to the lawsuit, in addition to not getting paid, nine of the plaintiffs alleged that Smith and Hill sabotaged their YouTube channels after they left the squad by falsely flagging their content as inappropriate and embedding their content on pornographic websites so they would be deemed restricted by YouTube. Can you actually do that?
I guess. According to
embed a video onto a porn site? What the fuck? From YouTube.
Well, like, this is, here's the thing. This isn't abuse, but this is harassment. And I could see, like, if the mother is that greedy and that protective of her daughter's brand, then I could absolutely see her doing something like that.
Smith and Hill sabotage. Okay, so it's them who's doing it.
They're claiming that the mother did it.
Okay, the 9 plaintiffs said Smith and Hill owe them at least $2 million in lost earnings from YouTube. They lost their childhood, Sarlson said of his clients. Several of my clients have removed themselves from the world of social media because they had this bad experience.
Yeah, that part there, I think probably did happen. I mean, just in terms of the perspective of the mother that I'm getting from the top of the article, again, I'm just going by the article. I have no idea. And again, Kat Tenbarge is involved in writing this, so really take it with severe grains of all the salt that you can possibly swallow. They lost their childhood. Okay, so here we go. How social media stars avoid legal accountability. This is where I'm like, dude, you have claims of fucking being a pedophile and being an abuser. And now we get into how social media stars avoid legal accountability. How do we skip past the pedophile stuff? I don't know.
Apparently, it was just a passing comment that she made where she sells her daughter's underwear to a guy who likes to sniff it, according to one of the plaintiffs. Like, there was no real hard evidence, apparently. Like, it's just hearsay at this point.
You know what? Then fuck you. I'm not even gonna play that fucking game. Then fuck you. Like that. No. Stop. It sounds like probably what's going on. The mom is like a ruthless woman when it comes to advancing the daughter's brand, and then makes as much money off the daughter as she possibly can. It sounds like she probably does treat these kids like they're fucking objects, right? Objects, tools to make her daughter famous and make them all the monies. But then you try to throw in this shit of pedophilia. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, whore. Fuck you, 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 fuck you. I'm not even gonna fucking play that game. You want me to take your fucking case seriously? Do not throw out an accusation like that with zero fucking evidence when the entirety of your argument is, oh, she screwed us over. We didn't make any money on YouTube. She didn't even pay us to be in the videos. Fuck you. You alleged abuse, and you're more upset about the money. Okay, fuck you. I hope you get pennies. I'm not. If there's an actual claim of abuse much later on in the article, fine, fucking fine. I'm not sitting through all of that shit. Don't tell me you were abused. And also, the only way I can feel better is if I got like $2 million. Fuck you, people.
Yeah, I mean, if it should have went to a criminal court if there was actual evidence. Anything that goes into civil litigation before criminal court is very suspect.
Fuck. This entire thing is fucking ass garbage.
I mean, it's basically the same pitfall that happened with the Michael Jackson nonsense, where everyone was calling him a pedophile for years because he paid out in the first civil litigation. Yet when it came to the criminal case in like 2005, he beat all the charges. I mean, most people don't know about it or just forget, but they even said that MJ molested Macaulay Culkin. Like, it's completely bullshit at the end of the day. Yet it went to civil litigation first.
Yeah, it's so clear. It's so fucking clear. That's why I told you, Gigi, and I told you when I was starting to go through the beginning of that fucking article, something wasn't smelling right. Something wasn't looking right to me.
Well, Kat Tenbarge was the first clue.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Kat Tenbarge was the first clue. It may just be Kat Tenbarge. Okay, that's fair. But you know, it's just this story. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And then, oh yeah, also she just randomly came up and told me that she's selling her daughter's underwear to a guy that likes to sniff them. But also, I didn't get paid. Like, fuck off, man. I'm not even doing that. If she kissed one of the kids, Fine. Beat the shit out of her in public. I don't even fucking care. Like you tried to pull a fucking Michael Jackson. You tried to pull a Michael Jackson.
So what else do we have? Do you want to go into the Sunnyv2 or?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about Followup from it, because there were a few things that I didn't even talk about during that. And why is he putting the baby in high heels?
Oh God, why are you even posting a picture like that?
I don't know, man.
But remember, Crow, their big argument is like, this is his private life. Okay, why is he posting it online?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying that, I didn't go too deep into the stuff that Chris posts online or dig into any of stuff like this, but man, yeah, I said in my video, okay, you have a just explosive increase in the amount of reports of autism between transgender youths and cisgender youths, right? Just to use their language and everything. You have autism being heavily reported in people that also identify as trans. On top of that, you also have dramatically higher numbers of trans youth stating that they have been sexually abused, that they have been physically abused, that they have been psychologically abused. The numbers are so much higher in both autism and claims of abuse within the transgender community compared to people that are cisgender. To me, that would signify some sort of red flag, okay? It would tell me that, hey, when these people are telling you that they don't feel comfortable in their own bodies, you could just be dealing with another type of mental health issue. Because there are plenty. There are plenty that would make you want to literally crawl out your own skin.
Well, yeah, I mean, the stuff that you listed off is all considered red flags when it comes to gun grabbers, but not for transgenders.
Mm-hmm. It's instead, it's like instead, you know what you get told? It's none of your business. These people are literally being genocided. These people are being victimized all the time. And by you doing this, you're literally putting their lives in jeopardy because you just talking about it could push them to seppuku. No, but that's how they act. That's how their allies treat them.
Yeah, they act hysterical.
I look at it and I go, you're not treating them like people. You're not treating them like people. You're not treating them like human beings. You're treating them so fucking fragile and pathetic. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like they're in an insane asylum.
And to top it all off, okay, I can't stand this notion where you sit there and go like, well, you need to affirm them. You need to affirm them. I don't need to do shit. And the idea that you're going to have gender affirming care, what's that even fucking mean?
It just means say yes to whatever the fuck they say.
I mean, I guess. I
guess. Like, think about it, Crow. If you met a homeless man on the corner of the street saying that he was King George III, and you had a group of fucking retards behind that saying, you gotta affirm what he's saying. Okay, he's King George III.
No, I get that. That's somebody, that's a bit different, though.
That's basically...
No. I'm describing people that are suffering from depression because they've been abused. Okay, that look at the world very differently than someone who doesn't have autism because they do have autism. And it's like these people are not being cared for. You're affirming what they're believing without making sure it's actually how they feel, without making sure that, hey, they don't suffer from these other much more common psychological issues. And then we look at the suicide rates. And it's like, I'm just, come on. This is getting sort of ridiculous. This is kind of getting to this point where it's like I'm saying it because I can see that there's something that isn't clicking. I can tell that something there isn't right. I look at the recent rise in acts of violence, and I'm like, of course you see that. You're telling this group of people that, and again, anecdotal and everything, but I've seen plenty of these individuals on Twitter, and I check their Twitter accounts, and they openly tell everybody they have bipolar disorder. They have this issue, they have that issue. It's like they're fucking collecting Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
So you go to that,
or Drowsy just cast confusion on them.
You go to that community though. You go to that community who reports all of these psychological issues. You go to that community that has like a heightened rate of autism. You go to that community that has a heightened rate of people stating that they have been abused either mentally or physically. And you tell them that people want to see them genocided, want to take away their rights, and you have to fight back. You have to fight back. You're creating an actual nightmare scenario in which people who are already let loose from reality are going to feel justified in being violent. And we've seen that happen in several instances over the past, few months. And each time it happens, there's no accountability. There's no condemnation. It's just encouraged. They just get pushed to do even more.
You said something earlier in the stream, Crow, about how they're being reaffirmed. Like, no one can tell you how you feel on the inside, so why do you guys need psychiatrists to confirm or whatever? Like, why do you need psychiatric help? Because, a psychiatrist is supposed to tell you what's wrong with you and what you might actually be feeling on the inside given a diagnosis.
Yeah, look, it's clear to me something is wrong and something's broken here. Now, in terms of Chris's story, I don't really know. Like, I don't know if this is related to something else or if this is genuinely how they feel. What I do know is apparently this only started about a year ago. That to me tells me that there's something potentially else at play here. And I would only hope that before Chris went through with this transition, Chris went and sought the proper medical health, mental health that he needed to get. And that person did not just try to affirm all of these feelings, but instead tried to ensure that's how Chris actually felt.
Well, if it happened a year ago, then it's pretty much like standard doctrine at this point that they affirm everything rather than get to the root source of the problem.
I know. I know. But it's like Chris is, I don't know how much Chris has actually done to themselves, right? But these are life-altering things that Chris is doing. Some of it may be permanent. I don't really know how far along Chris is, and I don't want to speculate there. But these are life-altering at the very least. And if Chris was not properly diagnosed, if Chris did not speak to somebody that was actually interested in helping him, but was instead more interested in just affirming him because you have to do that, I worry that Chris will just be a part of that statistic, because eventually down the road, Chris would wake up and realize that this life isn't actually him.
I mean, given how this stuff started, like him leaving his wife and whatnot, started back like near the end of the pandemic and whatnot, there was a lot of shit that was happening that people either got memory hold or whatnot, but there were like thousands of people committing, seppuku just because of the lockdowns and whatnot. I mean, it fucked with a lot of people's heads. And I think we're seeing like one of the aftershocks in which there's an explosion of people who are coming out as trans and whatnot because they were cut off from like one of those vital human necessities, which is contact with another human being. You know, fresh air and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that could also play a part in this too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I honestly don't know. But what I will say is, yeah, there's going to be continued backlash within that community. You're going to have people that are going to leave that community. Do I think it's going to stop Mr. Beast from being able to do charity work or from being able to actually have a sizable brand and everything? I not really. Not unless Chris actually goes and does some unhinged fucking trans shit. Otherwise, I think Mr. Beast should be fine. But
well, I mean, it's Mr. Beast. Like the same fucking vultures that are now like defending his stance with his friend Chris were the same ones trying to get rid of him in the media.
Well, yeah, they're the same ones upset that he was doing charity work.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't know, man. I just for Chris's sake, even though people probably think, oh, he's just a transphobe, he hates trans people, wants them all die. I hope for Chris's sake that before Chris went through with any of this, Chris actually sat down with a qualified mental health expert, spoke to his friends, and was actually able to figure out if this is truly how they feel or if this is, you know, this is something else being caused by something else in his life. I don't know. And I would venture to guess that it's more than likely Chris didn't go through that step. And Chris just transitioned after some sort of big change in his life and him not taking it well.
And I mean, marriage will, a failing marriage will do that to you.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't hate the guy. I don't think Mr. Beast is wrong for sticking by his friend. I don't expect Mr. Beast. Like, I get the idea. Okay, I
mean, that's an admirable quality in any
person. I just have to say, I get the idea that potentially Chris may really, or not Chris, Mr. Beast might actually not want to still hang around Chris, but he literally has no choice. I don't think that that's the case. I think this is his friend, and he just wants to be supportive of his friend. And I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to be supportive of your friend. But in terms of the channel and the brand and the business, you know, I get that it's all about doing charity work and everything. It's still going to have some sort of impact there. Maybe positive, maybe negative. Hard to say. But in terms of you know, Sunnyv2 uploading a video about it, nothing wrong with that. He's talking about the situation. He's talking about the obvious backlash between what's going on there. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, fine. It is Mr. Beast's prerogative to run that channel how he wants to run it. However, just like we made the joke about the Bud Light thing, right? They can apologize to one group and lose the other, or they can not apologize to the one group and lose that group. In this situation, if Mr. Beast really was uncomfortable and really did want to make a change, he can't. He absolutely can't. He has to support Chris. He has to affirm Chris. Because if he doesn't, he's going to cause such massive backlash that he might actually lose his channel. Like, and I don't mean like lose his channel, just lose the ability to do the work that he does on that channel. If he you know, continues to affirm Chris and everything, it's going to change the dynamics of his audience. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. But to Mr. Beast, if his goal is to be a good person and stand by his friend, then your little mistake of a brother is back to going after Flash.
Yeah.
Let's switch topics really quick. What the fuck?
I could tell you why.
Can you share it?
Flash took a shot at Vicky again today.
Oh, I saw that. It was funny.
Yeah, because Vicky is supporting child mutilation and whatnot. I think that's it, really.
What did he say?
trying to remember. He said, "I'm not surprised that Vicky would be into or would support child mutilation."
I thought he called her a groomer or something.
Oh, I called her a pedophile today, so. Let's see here.
I'm checking the.
Let me see here.
His timeline. I just don't see anything.
Replies. Yeah, right here. I'll put it in the group chat.
Okay.
Wait,
put in the private chat on here.
Okay. Let's see here. Private chat. There.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah, I think that's what set him off, maybe.
Oh, yeah, probably. Hold on. There we go. Not shocked at all that Vickyverse supports child mutilation, to be honest. Pretend mere dysphoria equals being trans. When the fuck do you think being trans is if not for dysphoria? Claiming trans kids don't exist is just plain ignorant. It's not, because the minute you ask someone to define a woman, they can't fucking do it, and it's just so fucking annoying listening to these people.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I checked, a child isn't a birthing person. It's a person who's been birthed.
Okay, hold on. Last topic. I'm sorry, because my mouth is killing me right now.
So what happened with idubbbz?
I'm pulling it up. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Dog in her. Can we all agree that this man right here got that dog in her? Can we all agree that this man right here that brought everybody here today, that gave all the fighters,
except Froggy Fresh. Except Froggy, because he was terrified of Sam Hyde. except him.
I mean, Ian's just a pussy. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I've seen plenty of dudes get the bitch slapped out of them, but somehow, some way, Ian got the bitch slapped right into him. I don't get it. I really don't. But this is idubbbz now. This is idubbbz. Oh God, gets his ass beat, and then his competitor feels sorry for him, and then he cries like a girl. Oh man.
I mean, seriously, Froggy should have just tossed the fucking hand grenade in before the event. And just went into fucking Sam Hyde and just told him everything that had happened.
Yeah, but you know what? Froggy's a good person. And Froggy didn't want to ruin it for everybody.
It's Ian who was going to ruin it for everybody.
Oh yeah, no, Ian, that's the thing. Ian is such a little bitch that he would have ruined the entire event in order to not confront Sam Hyde in any way, shape, or form. Froggy wasn't willing to ruin the event of the dude who just blacklisted him because he didn't want to ruin it for everybody else.
Well, you know, Froggy's got a green light to go to Sam Hyde right now.
Oh, definitely.
war memory we will never forget. Have the spirit of a warrior.
Spirit of a warrior. What the fuck?
Left to do. Come with me. Come over in this corner.
Professional ball washer, not boxer, right there.
Say it with me. One more fight. One more fight. One more fight. Yeah. Okay.
You know, man, I'll be honest with you.
His next opponent should be a fucking bus.
No, it's not that. It's just, bro, like I've watched people box, okay? I've watched boxers get emotional. I've never watched a boxer, clinging on to his girlfriend while he cries as another man congratulates him for being a fucking loser. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Whatever used to exist that created idubbbz and everything, that man crying his little fucking heart out is just not him. I'm not sure that he ever was.
But like what idubbbz did to boxing is the complete opposite of what it was back in the day. Like fucking Mike Tyson would bite off some dude's ear and then fuck his girlfriend the next night. Oh yeah.
I mean, idubbbz is there crying like a little bitch, and that wasabi guy's gonna fuck his girlfriend later. I'm just saying, man. I think some people still got it in them, just not idubbbz. I don't know, guys. That's it for the stream tonight. We went a lot longer than I thought I could go, but I need to put something on. Fuck.
We need to get the Pokemon battle back on schedule.
Wednesday.
Alrighty.
All right. Good night, guys. Appreciate you. Love you, but not in a sexual way.
Later.
You've done well so far, but up until now, I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my